Hey guys, it's Second Robin, and we're back with the style Legation. Last time we had settled our plant friend in on the ship, and we're continuing our conversation with Dale. Hello Trey, I thought you were planning on sleeping. I was, but I couldn't fall asleep after... I guess I'm just not sleepy. Where's Elin? He went to his quarters. He explained that he wanted to absorb nutrients. I made sure to fly a little closer to a blue dwarf star that was in the area. I hope he liked it. Blue dwarf? Aren't those supposed to be kind of rare? Indeed they are. Extremely rare. They radiate far more energy than average stars, and are the last stage of a dying red dwarf star that has finished fusing all its hydrogen. So many bursts. Perhaps the universe is getting old. What do you mean? Blue dwarf stars are very near the end of a star's life. We do not see them often because the universe is still considered to be relatively young. Epic zoom. My father used to say we would know we had outlived the universe when the stars turn blue. Sounds like your father knew a lot about the universe. He knew a lot about everything, except what mattered. So, how long until we reach Almol territory? Not long, only about 13 hours. Seriously? Okay, I guess we need to kill some time then. What is there to do around here for fun? Ponder over the meaning of obscure human idioms? I imagine Rel and human concepts of fun are very different, Trey. Maybe, but I bet we still enjoy some of the same things. What kind of games do you like? Games. Well, we Rel usually prefer puzzles, and games that focus primarily on skill. I like to design my own puzzles. Oh, Dan's a game designer, let's go. Really, that's cool. It'd be fun for me to see you attempt a word puzzle I constructed out of your alphabet. Would you consider trying it? Sure, buddy, I'll try. I'll try it out. Excellent, here's the puzzle. There are 2 rows of your letters, but I've left out the last letter of your alphabet, the letter Z. You must decide in which row it belongs. Okay, but that just seems like a 50-50 chance. True, but you must explain why it belongs in the row you select. You'll only solve the puzzle if your answer is correct. That sounds interesting. Make your choice. What? Oh no. Oh, I'm bad at puzzles. There's 1 and 3, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 4, and then 5, and then 1 and 1, and then 4. I don't know what this means. I don't know. The bottom one. Oh. Damn it. It's not the bottom row, now that you know it belongs to the top row. Why is that? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Help. My answer is blank. Sorry, no, that is incorrect. Didn't expect you to figure it out because it requires a paradigm shift. I imagine it's difficult to see the answer when looking at it from a human perspective. What do you mean? I mean only that you're familiar with your alphabet. My first impression of it was more artistic. You're not going to tell me the answer? No. Would you like to try it again now that I've given you some hints? What do you mean artistic? Wait. Huh? Oh! The bottom line is all the rounded letters. And the top one is all Z has no curves? Ah! Okay, it took me a while. Listen. Impressive, that's correct. All the letters in the top row involve straight lines, and the letters in the bottom all have curved lines. It's so simple when you know the answer. My first reaction to it was to search for a number pattern. I never thought about my alphabet like that before. Yeah, that was mine too. Exactly. This puzzle demonstrates a tendency for us to become locked into one way of thinking. For a human to see this, it requires a complete paradigm shift. That's a great puzzle, Dan. Thank you. You're the first human to solve it. I've sent it to several human engineers before. They spent days trying to devise mathematical formulas to explain it, and then gave up. It was quite amusing. That does sound like an engineer. You never told them the answer? It's not the point of a puzzle to solve it yourself. The answer must be earned through one's own intellect. Wow, you're hardcore. Don't think I'll try another one of your puzzles then. If I hadn't been able to solve this, I think I'd become obsessed with it and eventually go nuts if you would tell me the answer. Hardcore? Go nuts? The true puzzle is how your language developed into such a large subset of idiomatic expressions. Don't point it out, Theon. I'll be questioning myself for days, man. Well, thanks for the puzzle. That was fun, but my brain hurts. I think I'm finally getting sleepy. Thank you for trying my puzzle, Trey. Get some rest. We will be entering Almal territory in approximately 12 hours. Okay, I'll definitely be up by then. You gonna be okay? Yes, I do not need to sleep as often as humans. Just feel bad leaving you here alone. There's no reason to feel that way. We realm are very comfortable with silence and isolation. I've heard that humans prefer talking to silence. I guess most of us do. Elin said he'll return in 4 hours if that is a consolation to you. I'll have him to talk with. Please go sleep. See you later. Bye-bye. Have fun with your clever puzzles. It's 5 in the morning? Being isolated like this is totally messing with my sleep cycle. Who knows what normal is anymore? I hope I can sleep. Fades into the background. No. Oh, he's up. Must have been really tired. I almost slept 10 hours. There's a callback request from the CA. Hello? Hello? Hey Trey, I'm sorry I missed you before. How have you been? It's nice to see you again. I guess you've met Carrie. I have her report from your last transmission. Sorry I wasn't here. I was a little surprised when she answered. Carrie is... I mean, she is cute. She's cute. Kinda cute, isn't she? Yes, well, I'm sorry I didn't let you know she would be handling the night shifts here. I was supposed to tell you, but it slipped my mind. So you met the Irwani. Tell me about them. Okay. From Carrie's report last night, I assume you know about the Irwani named Elin? Yes, and she indicated Elin seems to have decided to identify as male, even though as a plant he is androgynous. What's he like? As a person or biologically? Well, both of course, but I'm very curious from a xenobiological perspective. By the way, since you mentioned it on our last conversation, I looked up xenobiology. I've heard about it since contact with aliens was made, but I was never very clear about what it involved. I can see you're interested in my profession. Sure. So it's the study of biological systems that are based on something different from us, right? Correct, but more specifically, it's anything that doesn't involve our standard DNA, RNA, 20 amino acid system. Basically, it involves any life with a genetic code of biochemistry different from what we are accustomed to on our worlds. Okay, well, so from that standpoint, Elin is extremely different from us. What we know about plants, though, generally seems to apply. I mean, he needs sunlight and water, and I even heard him talking about the soil he brought with him so he could sink his roots into it. Interesting. And how does he speak? I've always been curious about their mode of communication. Well, that I'm not entirely sure of, but I can make a guess. He reminds me a little of the pitcher plant from Old Earth. Sarracenia? Okay. Is he carnivorous? I don't know. I haven't seen him eat anything yet, but I was just talking about how he looks. That funnel part. I think he forcefully expels air from there and then widens and tightens his neck to change the sound somehow. When he talks, he sounds kind of like a woodwind instrument. His voice reminds me of old world classical music. That's so beautiful. Trey, I'm really jealous of you. I wish I could talk with him. Sarah, you. Maybe I could call him in here to chat with you sometime. No, you can't do that. The CA doesn't want this channel compromised. It's in your contract. Well, what if the others on this ship notice that we talk? I'm sure Deon is probably aware of the transmissions I make and receive from here. He's really attuned to the ship's technology. It won't be hard to explain if anyone asks. The official CA cover story for you is that you're homesick and that I'm... your girlfriend. Of course it is. Okay, they'll probably buy that. Oh, pressing buttons. I imagine they will too. But tell me more about your experiences there with the Irwanian realm. Has anything else happened you'd like to mention? Yes, actually. Dayon and Eolin appointed, well, more like voted, for me to be the commander. I'd mentioned that if we ended up in a starship battle, we need some military structure for efficiency. Not that I wanted the role, but they chose me. That's great. So you knew you would be a good fit for this mission. It almost sounds like you had something to do with me being selected for the mission, or am I reaching a bit? Well, I did vote during the selection process, but I certainly wasn't the only one that voted for you. I'm just happy to see that my instincts about you were right. Now I feel like I need to perform and live up to those expectations. God damn it, expectations in space. You can't escape them. Oh, please don't feel like that. I think that, well, you're already doing great, Trey. I know this is a difficult mission, and it's only going to get tougher from here on. Yeah, so... let's change the subject. Where are you heading next? Omal territory. I don't know what to think about them. Eolin seems to really dislike Omals because of their raids on the Irwani planet. Carrie says my goal should be figuring out their currency, what they want, and then leverage that to get them to join the ISU. I think that's a solid strategy. We know next to nothing about the Omal, though the realm have shared with us some information about them. Really? What have they told us? They've had several encounters with them during their explorations. Each account is very different. The Omals reacted to them uniquely each time. For example, in one encounter, the Omals hailed them first and were very talkative. The commander of the realm ship called them overly inquisitive. In another situation, the Omals refused to establish contact and just circled around the realm starship, scanned it, and then left. Was there an instance where they opened fire? No, but they do apparently have strong weapons capability on their starships, which one of the realm captains described as an amalgamated nightmare. What does that mean? I don't know. The realm didn't share their video records with us, so we don't know what their starships look like. I'm nervous about heading into Omal territory. We're basically flying into foreign space, hoping to land on their home planet and then get an audience with their government. Then we're hoping that they'll agree to send one of their own with us to travel into the hostile territories of the Chrysathi and Teractus. I don't know how I'm going to convince them it's not a suicide mission when I'm not entirely convinced of that myself. Why did I sign up for this again? The Realm ISU documents in the presence of 3 different alien races will add some credence to the claims we'll be making about peaceful unification, but I do understand your concern. It all depends on how you present yourselves. You need to show confidence, not fear. Some organisms, like dogs from our world, can sense fear because they can smell the change in your body chemistry. Dogs can sniff out the stress-related hormone, cortisol, in your sweat. We have no idea what the Omals can do. I thought you were supposed to be building my confidence. That piece of information did not help. It definitely did not. Holy shit. Sorry, you're right. I have the bad habit of relating everything to biology. Believe me, I'd swap places with you if I could. Because... just so I could see what an Omal looks like, you know? And understand their biology. But I'm probably just blowing all this out of proportion, because there are so many unknowns. You'll probably be fine. I'll be fine. Would you mind, though, updating me more frequently during that part of the mission? I'd really appreciate it. Ooh, I have persuasion. I'll try, but if you don't hear from me, assume I died. You don't need to worry, I'll make sure things go well. I'll contact you when I can and let you know I'm okay. Thanks, Trey. I feel kind of helpless out here, but I'll be thinking of you. Okay, so is there anything else to report? I think Eolin probably needs me on the bridge. I slept kind of long, so I should get going now. Okay, well I'm glad we got to talk some. Please stay safe and good luck. Thanks. Bye, girlfriend. Bye, Trey. my GF. A space girlfriend. Hey, it's my plant boy. Why can't you be my space boyfriend? Hello, Trey. Hey. You humans really need to sleep that many hours? What time is it? You slept for over 10 hours. I must have been really lagged. It's hard to get a sense of when to go to sleep out here. Is it due to your reliance on a daylight cycle? Well, not exactly. Uh-oh. Is there something out there? Maybe this is a good time to try the military structure you talked about. Should I call you Commander Trey? Uh-oh. No, just call me Trey. What was the alert about? There's a really odd object moving towards us. It might be an asteroid, but from the way it's moving, I'm not sure what it is. Contact is bearing 340 with 0 angle on the bow. So we're gonna save. We're gonna save. We're gonna save. We're gonna save. Saving. before I die. Huh? 340 with 0? The bow is the front of the ship, but 340 out of 360 degrees, that would be left and forward about... Oh, humans like using their ancient analog time device for directions, yes? It would be 11 o'clock. The 0 angle on the bow means it's heading straight towards us. Oh, okay. Can you scan it from this distance? Not yet, it's too far out, but it will be in range soon. I think we ought to change course and see if it follows. We could fly towards it so I can get a reading, or we could wait and see if it does anything. I would rather move. Let's change course and see what it does. Put us on a heading about 45 degrees to the right of our current trajectory. Confirm, adjusting to 045. Sir, the object is changing its course to match ours, bearing 295 with 0 angle on the port. Would you two please stop with the starship lingo? I didn't go to flight school and I gotta make quick decisions without trying to interpret everything. I'm sorry, Trey. I wasn't trying to confuse you. I'll attempt to use your 12-digit ancient timepiece reference instead. Contact is coming straight at us from 9 o'clock. This is suboptimal. I have to interpret the clock directions. The object clearly changed course, so it looks like it means to intercept. That definitely isn't an asteroid. Sorry I misled you on that. Uh-oh. Well, we know now. At least you saw it coming. Are we in range to scan yet? No, but I'll scan it as soon as we are. Or you can order me to scan it. I'll keep you updated. You want me on the same heading? Should I slow down? Maybe speed up and get out of here? I mean, maybe this is an almost ship if we're heading towards our territory. If we speed up, that would be like being scared. So we probably don't want to do that. So... slow down. I don't look like we're aggressive or fleeing. Hopefully we can get a good scan and decide from there. I still think this is a bad idea. It's approaching aggressively. Sir, we are now in range to scan. Do it. Scanning. It looks almost organic, but weird. It has ionic propulsion and the surrounding material. I think it is organic? Does it have weapons? Analyzing. Yes, it does have weapons, sir. This thing is a starship. Shields up. Turn us to face it just in case. What are they doing? They're slowing on approach and are moving to face us. Oh, hello. We're being scanned right now, too. They have also raised shields. Let's see if we can keep a defensive profile without looking like we're being defensive. Understood? We're in Almal territory. So is this what an Almal ship looks like? Elin, I thought you were familiar with the Almal. Familiar? They've raided my planet for years, but I've never been up here to try and identify one of their ships through a long-range scanner. Fair enough. I guess we now know what to look for, at least. Dayon, have you dealt with them before? I'm gonna hail them, but do you have any advice? What I know of the Alma is that they're incredibly curious and erratic, dangerously unpredictable. Oh, they're hailing us. Put it through. Hello? Yo! Man, popping off. You shaking from mighty Almal power? You intrude Almal space. You leave now. We're on a diplomatic mission and wanted to avoid possible hostile encounters. If not hostile, why we scanned 2 cannons and missile launcher? Our scans show that you also have starship weapons. Weapons are for self-defense, personal protection. Diplomats have no weapons if for peace. You know diplomats. Diplomats must travel space and be ready for an attack by pirates or smugglers, or even Chrysathi. We enjoy human logic thinking. Diplomats without weapons explode. Dead. I'm glad you understand. Oh, I realize I don't know your name. This one, Amal Alessi. Good to meet you, Alessi. Do you also consider helping us? We really need your help. Maybe help logic-thinking human Trey? What human need? Can you escort us to your leaders? Why talk leaders? I have persuasion. All races are joining together. If they almost don't, they'll be left behind. All the races are joining together peacefully to share technology, medicine, and information. If they almost don't join, they might be left behind. Other races trading? Yes, that's correct. The Relnan humans have been trading for many cycles. Now the Irwani have joined, and we're sharing our technological advances with them too. Irwani do this? Alma want you technology sharing too. Yes, I thought you would. That's why you need to help us talk about this with your leaders. Human trade bring good news, unless you take the leaders. That follow. That went well. Persuasion, best stat. Oh boy. That was impressive, Trey. Still can't believe you managed to get them to escort us to their home planet. Indeed it was, despite some of the moments when I thought the Ommel would surely destroy us. I got lucky, I guess. No, it was pure, unadulterated skill by me. Thank you. Skill and luck are entirely different. I have no doubt about it now. You should be the commander of this mission. I concur. It will also benefit us to already have a command structure in place, especially if we manage to convince them to send an Ommel representative with us. What do you mean? We just had a dangerous parley with an Ommel of high military rank. Can you imagine how much more difficult one of their educated elite would be like? That Ommel's grasp of the universal language was rather poor. If we're able to meet with the Ommel leaders, they may be more fluent and therefore more argumentative, so I'm glad we have agreed to Trey's system of having an established commander speak for us. Only during threat situations. Of course. So wait, was I just appointed as the spokesman when we talked to their leaders? That would be my preference. You just successfully navigated a conversation with a dangerous Ommel. I think so too, Trey. I don't know how you did that. They're so exasperating. Okay, but if I have to talk to their leaders, I don't want to go in there alone if we can avoid that. Trey, it looks like the Ommel starship is decelerating as we approach that planet. What is it, Eilin? It doesn't make sense. What? We're headed towards that gas giant. Maybe we're going to pass it? Is that Ommel Prime? It's huge. The planet is indeed massive, but I sincerely doubt that it is Ommel Prime. Me too. How would Ommels live in a gas giant anyway? That's impossible, right? It's highly unlikely. I know of no means for life to exist in such an environment. I must admit, though, we realm a little of Ommel physiology. Maybe they're just cool. No. Direction. It doesn't seem like their current trajectory is towards the gas giant. They're on a heading that will put us... There! It's one of the moons. Ommel Prime is a moon? That is not in realm records. Eilin, maybe it's just me, but isn't that moon unusually large for a moon? That's no moon. It's a space station. Please tell me it is. Scanning. Yes, it is actually quite large. It is 70.3% larger than Yolwana. That would also make it bigger than my planet, Sardos, and your planet as well, Trey. Just about anything is bigger than that chunk of asteroid, but how big is this gas giant? Just a moment, I'm already running the numbers. Got it. The gas giant is nearly 4,720 times greater in mass than Ommel Prime. That is one big planet. If it was much larger, and it could almost be a brown dwarf. I had no idea planets could get that big. Oh, we've got approach and landing information from that Ommel. Alessi. His name was Alessi. I'm assuming they're a he. Thanks, Eilin. I have the approach spectra set. We will follow them in just in case. How much light do you think they get during a full year from behind that giant? I hate to admit it, but I'm getting to understand why they might like Yolwana so much. I didn't know they lived on a dark moon. Not that their raids on my homeworld are at all acceptable. Look down there. Are those fault lines? The terrain does appear to have suffered some tectonic activity. There are other unusual anomalies. This is the best image I can get from up here. Science plant. What are those? Above ground tunnels, maybe? Freeways? They look like tubes. Those things are looping around everywhere like spaghetti. What is spaghetti? The pasta that we humans like to eat. Noodles. What is a noodle? It's flour and water, kind of stretched and rolled out into thin strands. Then we cover it with sauces and other bits of food for flavor. I should like to try your spaghetti someday. Human food has many interesting flavors that are new to us. Let's not talk about food anymore. I'm starting to crave for some pasta now. I mean, the rations you brought along aren't bad, but... I agree, they are bland compared to human food. Actually, I wonder if I'm going to be able to eat at all on this dark planet moon of theirs. That's true, without sunlight. But you brought your lamps with you, correct? Yes, just another reason I really hope we don't have to stay too long. Let's get in and out quickly if we can. Understood, we'll do our best. Are those holes on the planet's surface? From meteorites, maybe? No, they're all rather consistent in size. They appear to be cavern entrances to what is probably a vast network of tunnels and caves. Up close, this planet looks like a ball of Swiss cheese. Again with the obscure food references? Sorry, I think I'm just hungry. Who or what is Swiss, and why does he have his own cheese? It's from the old world, centuries ago, from a country called Switzerland. Did humans live in divided lands on your old world? It was a long time ago, but yes, there were borders to divide up the territories. Each country had its own distinct culture. Then they tried to bring everything together under a single world order. That did not go too well. I'm sorry to interrupt, but our entry vector is now clear for the coordinates he gave us. Sure, I'd like to discuss your old world history more sometime. Okay, sure. I would also like to know what happened. What was the whole world order? Are you referring to World War II? Or something else in, like, more future-y? I don't know. I'm intrigued. Prepare for landing. And if you want to see the landing, you're just gonna have to see the next one. And it's continuing this text without me reading it. Oh no. That one just continued without me pressing anything. I guess they just really wanted to land the ship. There we go. Okay. Now if you want to see, you'll have to wait for the next episode. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like anything I do, feel free to subscribe or watch me on Twitch. And we're gonna discover what the almost may or may not want from us in the next one. So, bye-bye.